Next, we continue studying chapter 17. The Israelites went to defeat the Amalekites. At that time, the Amalekites came to Rephidim to attack Israel. At this moment, Moses said to Joshua, "Choose some men for us to go out and fight against the Amalekites. Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with the staff of God in my hand." Brothers and sisters, do you know, a nation emerging from Egypt, without God's presence, on the way back to the land of Canaan, would surely have lost many lives. Without God's help, they on their way back to the land of Canaan. On their way back to Canaan, because on the way Moses led the people out of Egypt, encounter this Amalekite, and also King Sihon of the Amorites, king of Bashan Og, all of whom were defeated by Moses. Then, when they reached the land of Canaan, they conquered Canaan, which had 31 kings. Without God's help, to seize the land of Canaan is a delusional fantasy. Now, let's look at this moment. The Amalekites came to attack Israel. Who were the Amalekites? It was Amalek, the grandson of Esau. Do you remember Jacob and Esau, brothers and sisters? Jacob's older brother was Esau. Esau's grandson appears to be the eldest grandson. Esau's first grandson was named Amalek. Then, the Amalekites were a people descended from Esau. At this time, Moses said, "Tomorrow I will stand on the hilltop holding the staff of God," commanded Joshua to select men for battle. So Joshua did as Moses had said, and fought against the Amalekites. Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the hilltop. Whenever Moses raised his hands, Israel prevailed. He might have raised one hand like this, and Israel would prevail, or perhaps both hands, then Israel would prevail. But Moses' hands grew tired, and when he became exhausted, his hands gradually dropped. As his hands sank lower from fatigue, the Amalekites gained the upper hand. At this point, Moses' hands were very weary. What should they do? Aaron. And Moses had two companions beside him, his brother Aaron, and his close friend Hur. So Aaron and Hur brought a stone and placed it under Moses, so he could sit on it. Then Aaron held up Moses' right hand, and Hur held up his left hand, each standing on one side. Above, he held up Moses' hand steadily. In this way, by the time evening came, Joshua executed the king of the Amalekites and destroyed the Amalekite people. So, brothers and sisters, who truly gave Israel victory in this battle? Was it because Joshua led the army skillfully, or because he was exceptionally strong? No, it was not. It was because Moses raised his hands. When Moses steadily lifted his hands, God's great power acted upon Joshua and through all the Israelites. So Israel prevailed. From this victory alone, we can clearly see who granted Israel the victory. It was God who gave Israel victory. Brother Hebo, you know, is from God. At this time, the Lord said to Moses, "Write this down as the Lord has declared. I will utterly blot out the name of Amalek from under heaven. I will completely erase them from the earth." Record these words in a scroll as a memorial. You must also read it to Joshua. That is to say, why did God say he would blot out the name of Amalek from under heaven? Are there still Amalekites in the world today? This nation no longer exists. God destroyed them, yet Israel still exists. Moreover, the spiritual Israel will exist forever. So why did God swear to completely blot out the name of Amalek? Because the Amalekites were descendants of Esau. Therefore, God hated Esau. That is why the descendants of Esau must be completely wiped out. At that time, Moses built an altar and called it Jehovah Nissi. Yahweh Nissi means the Lord is my banner. Moses also said, "The Lord has sworn. The Lord will be at war with the Amalekites from generation to generation." Why does he wage war against the Amalekites? It is for Israel's sake, because the Amalekites hate the Israelites. That is why God will blot out the Amalekites. Whoever harms Israel, God regards as his enemy. For the Lord is the God of Israel. Glory be to the Father and the Lord. Amen.